Okay.
We're here to kiss.
We're all gonna make out.
We're here to triple kiss. Like college.
And we're on. Woo!
Did we start?
Yes.
Well, we have a guest today, Charlotte.
I'm so excited.
Well, go ahead. Say who it is.
Annie
Letterman. She got scared because some people say Lederman. Don't be scared.
I said Lederman the other day, and it was like, no.
So it's
I said
Letterman.
that too? I yelled at you? No.
No. I think I was like, oh, I could, maybe Aaron corrected the way I said your name.
But listen, I'm going to tell you something. And Aaron, that's my boy. He knows. But it's kind of just up for debate. And if people want to, I'm a natural born leader. I can understand people thinking it's Lederman. We pronounce it Letterman. But then my dad, I found out he changed it. His dad said Lederman. But then when he was a kid, everyone said Letterman. So he changed it to Letterman. Then David Letterman came out and everyone started saying Lederman. So you guys call me whatever you want.
It's a great name.
My dad sure did. So you can call me whatever you want to.
Mrs. Schwartz.
Call me. Oh, we're just making it even.
You said call
more
you whatever you
more
want.
anti-Kanye. That's what I call it being Jewish now. Anti-Kanye.
Anti-Kanye. I'm
gonna get this one. I did order one. I'm glad I got one of the swastika shirts before.
What are you? You're what, a quarter Jewish?
Quarter Jew. Just from looking at me?
No,
Just
I did some research about
I'm a little
you.
Ashkenaz.
I'm all Ashkenazi.
You're fully Ashkenaz? Do you think there was some inbreeding in the fam?
No.
Do I think?
If you're full something, I feel like there's got to be inbreeding.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
I'm so excited to be here.
We're so excited.
Big fans of both of you.
Well,
very separate type of fans though, because
separate. So
I'm
the looker.
You're not lesbo.
no, listen, I have lesbian feelings to her, but I'm not a lesbian, but I do have lesbian feelings in her. But no, I'm a Lovitz fan, and I
Thank you.
When I walked in, you said, "Have we met?" And I said, "Wow."
Yeah,
I need this story.
We were at Whitney Cummings' house. She was doing a premiere of her. I thought I comedically sucked your dick in a way that you would never forget me. I came up to you. I gave you the full court. I was like, I'm weak in the knees. I can't believe I'm meeting you. You were shocked. You were shocked how hard I was coming on. I was going, I cannot believe you're here. I'm freaking out. And you said, okay. You seemed a little weirded out. Maybe I was coming on too strong. Then the show, she was premiering her roast. And I was one of the panelists on her roast. And so...
well, when I watched your YouTube, I went, God, she seems so familiar.
Where do I know her from? Maybe I was watching this exact YouTube video.
Well, it's not a comment on you. It's my memory is
No. It's okay. But
going.
But there's more. So then I go up to you. So my part's coming up. And you're standing near the stairs and I come up next to you and I go, I'm going to really need you to like this. My ego needs you to think I'm funny. And you're like, okay. And then I kind of sat next to you and kind of forced you to, or stood next to you and kind of nudged you to laugh. But I think I did good. I did pretty good on the roast. Very memorable, everyone said, but you.
Well, I do think you're funny, if that helps any.
Thank you. Comes a lot. It means a lot.
God.
25% of me is lighting up right now. It's okay. You meet a lot of...
What were you wearing?
I know. Listen, I'm just going to say I didn't have I call them the Charlottes.
You didn't have the girls out?
There's not... If I have the girls out, there's like chicken cutlets in them.
You know, I worked with Charlotte. Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett.
Charlotte. I was thinking of Scarlett Johansson. Yeah.
Your phone's
No,
ringing.
I did the first movie she ever did. She was 9 years old. It's called North, and
she was the hottest she's ever been.
And I remember meeting her when she was, on the set, and I said, because she had a lot of personality. I mean, 9 years old. So I said, how long have you been acting? She goes, or how'd you get into acting? She goes, when I was 3 years old. No, when I was 5 years old, I said to my mother, I have a fire in my belly. I have to act. Like when you were 5.
Oh, that's so cute.
She was, yes. Wow. She might have been 3 or 5. Yeah. And I was like, Jesus, but she was like so strong. I'm like, anyway, and then
I look like Scarlett Johansson
over the years.
If I had a fire in my chest that burned off my boobs.
I just realized you called your bosoms your Charlottes.
Yeah, is that funny?
You mean
after
Charlotte?
Yeah, she's...
I had
Packing.
bigger boobs. Mine have gotten smaller through the years.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Well, you have to be. Yeah, you're like make it even for the rest of us a little bit.
Yeah, even it out. But
I have a good question for you though. A little research. So it said you were in college for 8 years.
Yeah.
yeah,
8,
explain
and
us
you
that.
got 1 degree. Normally it takes 4 years to get 1 degree. But what were you doing for 8 years, and what was your major?
Jaeger. I majored in Jaeger and jizz. No, I majored in counseling psychology. I didn't really want to do psychology. I just was like trying to graduate from college, basically. But it took me. I ended up
trying. It didn't sound like you were trying.
I just didn't.
very
I'm not
hard
like a
for 8
homework
years.
person. I'm not really like a homework gal. I'm kind of a like show up and hang out.
The fact that you were there, that like I dropped out of high school. The fact that you were even there for like, and then you stayed that long.
I stayed in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Did we want to pick it up?
Yeah.
Maybe it could be someone
Turn the
cool.
volume on.
Maybe
You turned it on accidentally. Who is it?
Silent.
Is it David Spade?
Oh, it's your college professor.
Is it?
She
It's your
never
college
studied.
I never studied.
asking where you're at.
No, I learned to kind of like charm my way through things, though. I remember I got a lot of
I can see that.
incompletes, and I didn't show up for my midterms. I remember telling my teacher, I thought they were called my terms, and I just show up when I want. They liked me. They wanted me to graduate, so they helped me. But I just,
Yeah, but 8 years.
but not 8 years there. Like I started at one point, and then I was like bartending. I was waitressing and stuff like that in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I stayed in the town of the school that has now gone out of business.
Wow.
Yeah, it said 2 weeks after you graduated.
Yeah, I guess I was.
So is it
pulled-
you kind of
I do feel responsible.
busted the school?
They were taking so much of my my grandfather's college fund he left me. But school was not.
What
it
did
was
you
fun
get a
for-
degree in then?
Counseling psychology. My mom wrote my
Oh.
papers. I don't know how to spell Freud. I don't know if the U or the E goes first. I don't know.
That's great.
My mom wrote them all.
But then you see, I find it interesting that and then it said you worked somewhere where you helped kids with spina bifida and cerebral palsy.
Yeah, and we'll back up a bit. So I've been working with Best Buddies since high school
Yeah.
because I was one of them. And I got really into it because those were just like the cool kids to hang out.
Are you LD?
I'm dyslexic. I'm ADHD.
Me too.
Name it,
Yeah.
I got it.
I showed up. I go to her. I go, I can't believe I'm on time. I've never been. And she's like, oh my God, me too.
We're both on time today.
It's
There's
so
something
hard.
in the air.
Yeah.
But truly with ADHD, it's so hard to be somewhere on time.
Nobody understands too. They think you're being such a bitch. Or like,
yeah, you're like, no,
you're
I
like, you don't understand. I like forgot my phone and I realized 15 minutes. Like there's things that I
There's
forgot that I
little
can't,
things.
you know.
No, I have it bad. You ever did where you go to your car and I forgot something. So then you go in your house to get it, and then you go back to your car, and then you left something in your house that you just
Yes.
Then you got to go back,
What
and
was
you're
I
back
even
and
going
forth
for?
like 4 or 5 times.
I always have a lot of drinks. There's always like
Always-
100
always
drinks.
drinks.
I feel like Amelia Bedelia. Do you remember Amelia Bedelia?
Yes.
Who would like mess everything up. She was
Yeah.
like I don't know how long that was out. Maybe it was out when
There
you
were
were
like
good.
a lot of books.
Yeah, it was like books that obviously we
Yeah,
didn't read.
we didn't make it
Audiobooks.
to-
So my mom read them to me. But she's always like bumbling around and mistaking things. I just feel like I've been going through life as Amelia Bedelia.
I feel you.
But it's hard. It's because when you work with people, and obviously it's annoying to work with someone that's late all the time. But I'm like, it's hard to tell someone you're doing your best when you just keep being late. I'm like, I swear to God,
I'm there. But I feel so honored you were on time for us.
I can't believe it happened. I
I'm
tried.
excited. I'm happy that I was on time. But no, we met. So I've been working with this charity, Best Buddies, and works with special needs
Yeah.
people. And we were at a bowling event.
And you had been in my algorithm so much. Like I had just been seeing so much of it. It was so weird. And then when I saw you in real life, I was like, this is a sign. Like I can't believe you just came
and
into
I
my
saw
life.
you at the store one. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen you perform a couple times, but I remember like maybe we
She must not be around.
I properly
Got a lot of spots.
I properly met you though, I think at the store.
Yeah.
With David or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no, I remember that.
and you were just amazing, and I was just like, this girl is incredible, and all of your clips are just so good, and like I literally
I have a new YouTube channel launching with my
yes,
clips.
and let's talk about so tell us about this YouTube channel. I'm so excited to hear about it.
Well, it's just I have my podcast on one channel, and then I don't want to I don't really have that much stand up, but I feel like I've been hoarding my jokes. I've been like, oh, I'm going to do this special and and then I was thinking, we're not really in the time of that anymore. There's so many specials. I'm
Aren't
like,
they
not
doing
that.
them on YouTube now?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, unless Netflix wants to come offer me a bunch of money or something, and I have ideas of doing, but I was struggling. I was like, oh, I'm not ready. I don't want to do it. I've been pushing it off for like 2 years. And then I just went, why don't we just release the clips? Let's just go.
Totally.
Let's just blow it up and then, get in the algorithm and then work on it. But I've been looking at everything in my life I've been hoarding, I've been holding on to. That's such a feeling of like scarcity and lack and like I don't have enough. So I was like, put the jokes out because I'll write more.
And that's something I really struggle with and like those but it's hard.
This is weird for me.
Are you guys
fan.
eye
feel like you're
fucking
trying
each
to
other?
teach
No, I'm just like a fan. I'm just like
What's
staring
happening?
at John Lovitz. It's crazy.
It's hard not to look at this beautiful man. I get lost in his eyes sometimes. When
They
I
are
talk
good
to him,
eyes.
too.
They match his sparkly shirt.
Actually,
Yeah.
that was one of my questions, actually.
Do you like
You're
my
both
eyes?
complimenting me. No. Oh, if you two had to fight over me, who would win?
I think Annie's taking the lead today.
I'm pretty.
I see you being a little more aggressive than me.
I wouldn't want to physically fight you, but if we did, I'd probably win.
I think I see it. I
did a little when I was
Go.
trying to.
I'd let her win.
Please.
That's what they call it, Annie Lederman.
Annie let her win.
And
But I'm in a winning
you go,
moment.
and again, you mean. I'm tapping.
But it's really up to you who would win, and we don't want to put you in that position.
Yeah.
You would be the one ultimately choosing who wins
Yeah.
Oh.
if we're fighting over you.
Totally.
Get him an ashtray. So be
Well,
ashing
let's
on the
say
floor.
one, and Valentine's Day is in a couple of days.
Yeah.
What would be meaningful to get on that day, or does that day even mean?
I
anything
want
to you?
edible underwear.
Edible. That's funny. I saw those at
For me to
Candy
wear or
Taster.
for you?
I want to actually just eat them. I just want to eat them just like as
Eat them.
yeah, with
As
like
a
a fork
meal?
and knife. I just want to try it. It seems romantic, right?
Wait, are you?
I'm engaged, yeah.
I saw a clip of you
Sorry.
talking about your engagement. When did that happen?
Oh, over a year. I mean, it's been a long time.
It's been a minute.
And it's weird because when you tell people you're engaged, they immediately go,
When you get married?
congratulations. Well, when are you getting married? But they're like happy for you. And I'm like, are they gonna be happy for me after you're married?
Yeah.
They go,
Yeah. Who cares?
not that I'm doing it for attention, but the idea of a wedding seems insane to me.
It's wild.
I'm like,
So
what?
are you not doing a wedding?
We might do like a Vegas thing with our family.
like
It's
that.
just there's random people that come up to you when you get engaged too, and they go, I better come to your wedding. And there are people who are like, I don't know what your last name is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that pressure of
Yeah.
who's getting invited and who's not. It's like a lot of boundaries involved.
Is your fiance in comedy?
Asian, yes, he is.
He's Asian.
Part
Oh,
Asian.
I love that.
He looks
Is
Mexican.
he Caucasian?
He's Caucasian, yeah.
love
Well,
that.
ball Asian, tiny balls.
Tiny balls.
Caucasian's good. That was good. He's half cock and half Asian.
Caucasian.
He is an editor.
Okay.
He's an editor. He's funny though. He makes really funny stuff. He works on my podcast with me, and he does animation and he works on a bunch of Netflix reality shows and is a story producer and stuff for those. So it's pretty perfect.
That's so nice.
When I need something done, it gets done.
Oh.
He waits on me hand and foot. He's going to be going on. He works on the show Outlast, which I don't know if I'm allowed to say whether it's coming back or not. But if it were to be coming out again, getting another season, it's kind of like one of those survival shows, like Alone and those other ones.
Oh, I
Have you just
love
watched
those.
They're
Like
really
Naked
cool.
and Afraid and shit.
But his is like they're kind of more competitive with each other, so it's fun. It's got more.
Outlast?
It's called Outlast, yeah. So there's
you
two
have to
seasons.
outlast the
You have to outlast each other, and then he might be going on location if it were to be picked up again. I don't know, but he would be gone for 2 months, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to learn how to like open doors and
But
pick up
he's
bags.
Japanese?
He is part. Why did you pick Japanese? What do you think?
I don't know.
Why
That's
do you
just
think
the
you went
sense I
there?
was
That's the
getting.
one. He's Laotian from Laos.
Was he born there?
No, his mom was. His mom had to come over. They had to flee
Oh, wow.
all of the. I mean, it was crazy. It's the most bombed per capita country in the world. Laos, because when they were coming back from the Vietnam War, America would just drop their bombs
That's
they couldn't
why it's
take
called
back.
Laos, short for lousy.
Laos,
Lousy
loose.
place to
It's very
live.
loose. The ground is loose. It's been exploded.
Does he speak Laotian?
He doesn't, but his mom has taught me. All I really need to know is help me because she feeds me so much, and I'm like, I'm on camera. Let's stop doing this. She's always feeding me noodles, so I always go soy koi, which is easy to remember because Joe Koi. There you go.
I love that.
Joe Coy, his mother's from the Philippines.
I know, but it's just his name is in it, so that's how I remembered
Yes.
it. I'm giving you my ADD thought process.
He
if I
used to
remember it.
open for me, Joe Coy.
Oh, he's great.
Years ago.
Then what happened?
He got so good, I
He's
said, I
so-
can't follow you.
He's very hard
But
to
he
follow.
got really good. But this was like 20 years ago. I said,
Unless you're Nikki Glaser.
I said, Joe, you got to, I go, you're too strong.
It's really good.
Because he'd actually been doing it longer than me. But I said, I go, you should be headlining. I go, you're that good. You should be a headliner.
Yeah, he's a sweet.
But it's about
funny
selling
guy.
tickets. But he really built his career. He would like he'd go, can I give out my cards to your line? I go ahead. So he'd give out his cards, and then he just marketed himself constantly.
Yeah.
And
Which
that's
is
what
a
it's
lot
all
of work.
about.
He still does that.
It's very Asian.
Yeah.
But I said to him, "Are you still funny?" He goes, "Well, I'm selling out arenas, so I think so."
Like, does it matter? I'm money.
It's
That's
amazing
funny.
though. But he did it. You know how he was in Vegas at a hotel. He lived there. He's from Vegas, and he met Tia Carrera, and he goes, "I want to be stand up," and she goes, "Well, go for it," And not that she started him, but he remembered meeting her, and I mean, he started.
She started something inside me. I had a burning in my belly for her.
You're burning.
Started from nothing.
Started from nothing.
I'm always telling her she should do stand up, like go for it.
Do you want to?
No, I do. I do it, but I just struggle with like he gives me shit my confidence, and like
Wait,
even you
struggle with your confidence because of him?
yeah yes
No.
yes.
She has all this.
You need someone to
she
like.
second guesses herself and has
he tells me
self-doubt.
I have
I said
too much
just
self-
get up.
Everyone has an SNL fairy godfather because I have Rob Schneider who, when I would open for him, he used to write on my notes when I come back the most like positive, like get out there, give more to of yourself.
Yeah.
You're amazing. Like the door's open for you. I'm like, I come upstairs like, how is this happening in my life?
I love that.
You got quiet when I said that. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I can have a new SNL dad.
I'm listening.
I'm just saying I can swap dad. It doesn't have to be him.
No, but like even like what you're
You
saying,
too.
even what you're saying, like hoarding I have a really hard time like sharing my clips or like
Yes.
showing it because it's I don't know I've been in the entertainment industry for 12 years
Yeah.
now and like I'm doing a different thing. I've been only doing it 3 years and I feel like as you know, you really have to put in the time before you start. Just like people think like, oh, just start doing stand up and putting clips out. It's like, no, you have to put the time in. You have to like,
I mean, some people don't do that, and sometimes it works out fine. But I think I just finally got to the.
when did you get to a point where you're like, I'm fucking comfortable and I can share this and I'm in a good place?
I think I just started looking at my jokes and going, oh, I love these jokes. I think when you do them over and over again, I'm on the road all the time. When you do them over and over again, I never do the same set because I'll get bored.
Yeah.
But it's the same jokes in different orders and sometimes other random stuff. But I just started to go, I need to like if I don't love my jokes, no one else is going to love them. So then I was like, oh, I love these jokes. And then I started putting my jokes I love out.
Oh,
And now I just have my manager and everyone just post whatever. I'm not going to give you any. I'm going to just get out of the way.
yeah.
Because I don't need to worry about that. Because the only thing I'm worrying about then is public perception and comments, right?
Exactly.
Just put it out there. Let people see me.
Yeah.
They can decide the people that like me will come. If I'm confident in what I'm doing, someone can say I'm not funny and I'll go,
Great. You don't
Cool.
think I'm funny? I don't give a fuck.
you must have been dropped on your hate.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I when I saw your stuff, I was just like, wow, like this. You just look like you're having so much fun.
I do have fun. I
And
love it up
that's
there.
what John always says, just have so much fun.
I know, which seems like a crazy thing to just have fun up there, but it really is.
It's
If you're
true.
not having fun, like whenever I'm trying to
Yeah.
do a set in a specific order, I lose my mind because I'm in homework brain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing math, like, okay, then this, and I'm not in the moment.
Well, it took me, I mean, the guts to really get started. It took me years because you get nervous to get up there, and my heart would be pounding. But I really started doing my own act, performing it when I was 46, and Dana Carvey's a great stand-up, and he's that's the first thing he said. He goes, the most important thing is have fun.
Yeah.
And then he gave me some great tips, but have fun. And he goes, I have to remind myself of that.
Yeah.
And now, a couple of years ago, I was on stage, and I hadn't done a show in a couple of months, so I was at a club, and I go, God, I hope I remember my act, everything. So I was thinking, what's next? So then the next night, I thought, well, that doesn't work. I can't be thinking what's next. And then I remembered, I go, and someone said to me too, they said, if you forget a joke, they don't know it,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you think they do, but they
Yeah.
don't. So I had to convince myself, and I said, all right, just relax. And if it's there, it'll be there. And if it's not, it's okay.
Yeah.
So then I did way better. Also, I'd done the show the night before. So then every show since then, all I think is, okay, relax, more. more.
Right.
More than the show before. And it works because then you can like think and you do remember everything. And if you don't, it doesn't matter.
And in the moment,
and then
things
you have
come
fun,
to you. Right.
And then just relax more. But I tell Charlotte, I go, to me, just get up because you go, it takes a long time. Well, it'll take longer if you don't get up.
You have to perform
If you
like
get up
as
once
much
a
as
month,
possible.
you-
I mean, I'm like right now just because I have some shows coming up at the end of the month in March, and I'm just doing like I'm doing places like low stakes. right
Yeah.
now, where I can just get up and get comfortable and like not in like I don't tell any of my friends. I just kind of go to these
Yeah.
like smaller little spots. So then when I'm doing the bigger shows, I'm feeling more comfortable.
When I started comedy, I was in New York and I was doing
so tell
like
us-
5 open mics a night. Like we were
Yeah.
like running around and it was almost like you just got such a fast, you learned how to hold the
Lot
mic. You
quicker.
learned, and
Yeah.
then the people in the audience are like, hey, I mean, they're like other comics that don't like it. They're not trying to give a shit. So you learn how to perform to literally the worst audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you don't, a lot of people I think get stuck in that open mic-y thing where they're doing things that are like maybe too like 9/11-y. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People that always want to do like a 9/11. Not saying that you can't make it hilarious, but like everything you say is like too edgy because you're trying to make comics laugh in a room.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think some people I saw people not kind of make it through the open mic scene because they were too open mic-y. But that's like what I had to do. And I would just perform all the time. But you become like a bomb machine. It doesn't hurt anymore. You just kind of are in your own
And
thing.
how long have you been? When did you start?
I started in 2009.
Wow,
January 2009.
amazing.
Yeah. But
And
yeah.
did you always know like stand up was like comedy and stand up was your thing, or was that like later on you?
I saw this guy on SNL and I thought, I'm just kidding. It was Rob Schneider. No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I joke. No,
Rob's been doing stand up since he's, I think, 18.
I know he's one of those little guys. You could still see the little child in him, right? He's so cute. I love
Those
Rob.
little guys.
I'm a big Schneider.
No, he is like a child, the kid comic. I know a bunch of people that started when they were little. It's so funny.
Yeah,
There's people like I knew Pete Davidson when he was like 15 or 16 years old.
So funny.
It's hilarious.
Well, you said 2009, so it's only.
Yeah, it's not been that long. 16 years.
Oh yeah.
That's a long time.
I'm LD, but I'm good at
so
math.
bad at math. I'm like 6 years.
I'm actually good at math. My dad told me like 4 years ago, he goes, your 6th grade math teacher always said you have a real talent for math if you just applied yourself. I go, how are you? Speaking of a math equation, how many years off are we from you telling me this? Why are you telling me this now? 41 years old.
You were not.
I am, baby.
What's your moisturizer
wait,
routine?
can we-
You
No
look like
Botox,
wait.
nothing.
I'm sorry.
No filler.
Annie, wait, can we back up? I'm not trying to like talk about. I thought you were my age.
I know. Isn't it cute? I know.
Wait,
Tim Dillon. I'm friends with Tim Dillon. He's like, stop saying your age. I'm like, I cannot stop saying
No,
my
you
age.
like.
Tourette's. You say
Honestly,
it.
Why wouldn't you say?
Say
it?
I love.
They can
I
look
love
it up
being what I am.
anyway.
I love.
you look younger than me.
No, I don't.
I have Irish skin.
My boobs look younger than yours.
Yeah, true.
Not that yours look old. I'm just saying mine look like they're budding.
No, wait, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So obviously, like you're taking care of because stand up definitely.
I fall asleep in my
in your
makeup all the time.
Makeup, okay.
My mom just looks young.
You just work. It just works for you.
I use
just that
OneSkin promo code.
okay.
Annie
Promo
15. I don't know
XX.
what it is, but I have been using OneSkin because it's one of my sponsors, but it does work. And then I don't know. I was going and getting facials every month, and then my business manager's like, "We're done with this," and I went,
Yeah.
"Okay,
Yeah.
we're parent back."
Well, you have a business manager. You must be doing well.
Well,
Yeah.
I at this point I'm like, should I have a business manager? Do I need that money back? No, I love my business manager. He's my friend. That's always ends well, right? Do you have a business manager?
I have an accountant.
Yeah.
He's just Jewish and frugal.
I need to get up my Jew on a little more.
God.
No.
We're attacking right now to do this when the swastika shirt came out.
No. You are good with your money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happens to be a little
I'm
Jewish.
saying I want John to be my business manager.
I know what
love
to do.
spending
It's
money,
doing
though.
it.
It's a
He's good
problem.
at spending money. I'm giving
Well,
you a compliment.
I when I after my dad was a doctor and I grew up nice, but after college he goes, "You're on your own," which I thanked him for because I was making $5 an hour for like 7 years.
Yeah.
And so if I was like about 27, I go, I better get my act together because this is like not good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing this. And so anyway, when I got on Saturday Night Live, it was the first time I made really, I had a job before, but the same summer, more than that I could live just acting. And I started making good money. And then I was like, my rent was way lower than what I could have afforded. But I had all money in the bank, and I go, I like this a lot better. Because my dad would always say, live below your means.
Yeah.
So I was living way below my means. And I go, I have enough money for my place, which was nice, and food. I go, and then it was such a pressure off of me.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
what I-
definitely.
Then I started spending a lot more.
Cocaine?
And now,
Were you cocaine?
was I
Did
what?
you have like a SNL Coke time?
No, you're like a
Me?
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Oh, was I spending it on Coke?
Were you blowing it up your
Drugs?
nose?
No, I never did that stuff.
Cool.
That's my favorite thing about John.
I'm
never fucked with
130.
That's
look
why
great.
you
Look
so
good,
great.
right?
I did quit drinking when I started comedy. I did quit drinking 16 years ago. That could be another thing of the list.
1,000%.
Well, it's a
booze
good thing. It
ages you.
destroys your liver and your brain
it's a
cells.
treat to not
Yeah.
drink. It's a
Yeah.
treat. I don't know what I would be like.
I never did it because I don't like the taste,
Yeah, it's a
I wish
terrible
I was
taste.
the person though who like John who never did it. Like I
Yeah.
wish I never had a taste for it. Like I definitely had my.
But he's got something else. There's some other vices.
Well, I
would
remember
do.
thinking
There is.
if I
I'm gonna figure
drank,
it out.
I'd probably be an alcoholic, and then I'd have to go to rehab, and then I'd be right where I am right now.
But doesn't rehab
that
sound
was years
fun?
ago? So
And you're like, and then I'll end up like this.
no, and then I'd be like, and then I'm already I'll skip that
Sometimes you-
step.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
be
like
right
The
where I
rehab
am.
moment.
Not
and,
to bring
like,
up SNL, but it's like Click, the movie Click.
Well, I did. I was
Great
in the
film.
Groundlings company for when I was like 25 to 28,
Yeah.
and so it was a blast. And we'd all hang out and party, and then someone was having like an afternoon barbecue in Santa Monica. So I went there, and I had a couple glasses of I think champagne or wine, or 2 half glasses.
He got lit.
And then I
Wasted.
drove home. No, I felt like I do now. And then Santa Monica, every block there's a stop sign. So
Which I thought didn't even think they were real. I went right through one.
well,
I do that on the
women
daily.
drivers, yes.
Oh, it's wild. And my fiance's
And
Asian.
that's
it's
not
so
a bad
confusing.
thing.
Double
Beverly
whammy.
Hills, there's stop sign every block, and the women blow right through them.
Yeah, well, they're busy. We have to get our nails done.
Well, okay,
We have
but they're
shit to
going to
do.
crash.
We have
But
to get
anyway, I'd come to a stop sign.
peels.
I came to one, and I went halfway through the intersection past it, and I went, well, that was weird. So I came to the next one. I go, I'll hit the brake early, like way early, like a half block before. And I hit the brake. No, I was only going maybe 25 or 30, hit the brake. I went right through the stop sign again. And my brakes weren't bad. I went, oh, my God, I can't tell. And so
Your
I pulled
time is
over
off.
for an hour.
That's John's wildest
And I just said, that's
drunken
that.
story.
and there was not even one prostitute in your car. This is the worst story I've ever heard.
No hookers.
Well, that's why I realized that you
not
can't
even
live in
one
Los Angeles and
trans
drive.
prostitute. This is a nightmare.
Well, you can now they have Uber and Lyft, so now you could
they have
go out and drink.
Waymo.
Oh yeah.
They have
done it?
Waymo. I haven't done it yet, but I can't wait. But I want to film it. I want to have like
it
a big
needs to be like a
experience.
moment. Like
Yeah, I don't
you
wanna
need
just
make
go.
It like
I want it for the world.
A skit in it.
Do you think it's way more expensive than Lyft?
You know what? I keep thinking about it. I keep going. A boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say Waymo, Waymo. Our brains are going to something with it.
Yeah, I don't know that.
I think it is Waymo. 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 Expensive.
Waymo money.
I think it is.
Waymo.
But I don't know. But I always think about how shitty are Uber drivers that they got replaced by air. I mean, that's humiliating. You got replaced by
I
a
only do
fucking
Lyft.
ghost.
I think Lyft is better.
I got kicked off Lyft.
Lyft is better. You got kicked off.
You got kicked off?
I was in. You ever in one of those relationships where?
How is that even possible?
You ever in one of those relationships where you like live with someone and it's like so toxic that like neighbors are like putting notes down like through the
Yeah.
under the door like should we call the cops like
Yeah.
stuff like that, and maybe it's on me or him, I don't know who it was.
Who it was.
Could have been any of us, slamming and stuff. I was just so on edge in this relationship that
with Lyft?
no, yes, I was dating my Lyft driver. No, but I went out to get Lyft, so I'm already like on edge. I'm leaving like a war zone.
Oh,
And I'm waiting for my Lyft, and the Lyft driver drives by me in front of a puddle. Okay, I get splashed by the puddle. He goes to the wrong address, and then I'm standing there looking for him, and then he leaves. Okay, so I'm also PMSing at this moment. So I call, and he's not picking up, so I leave on his answering machine like
You lose your
rot
shit.
in hell.
Yeah.
You almost ran my foot over, like rot in hell. Like I just went hard on
Went
him.
for it.
I didn't see him as a human. That was my fault. I don't do that anymore. I saw him as an object I could yell at because I was mad at it. But
Yeah.
so then Lyft sent me an email that said, you had some abusive language on the thing, and what is your reasoning? And I just wrote PMS, and they just canceled my thing.
Amazing.
I just thought it'd be funny to write PMS, but it was okay. So then I never tried to get it back activated. I just was like, if you don't want me, I don't want you, Lyft. And I deserve it. I lost my temper on a man that probably.
How long ago was this?
2016.
I'm sure you could get back on by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably don't remember.
But I have my husband or my fiance is just drives me everywhere, so I don't really. Yeah.
So you just
nice.
use
You have
him
the
as
hookup.
a
I'm
Lyft driver?
driven. I ride him too. No, I just lay back.
Do you drive?
Sometimes I like driving alone too. I don't like driving with a passenger because then
I hate it.
they hold you responsible for your.
They call you out too much.
I'm always on the. Are you on the bar?
Yes.
The side.
Yes,
What is it? What are those
always.
called? On the side of the highway.
My car
The
is always
divider?
like
No.
the divider.
You're not even in the lane?
You know what I'm talking about when you veer off? What is that called? The rumble.
Yeah.
the off ramp?
You know the thing that he doesn't even know he drives so well.
Yeah. John's a good driver.
That's great.
You mean the bumps on the freeway?
Yeah, the bumps.
So you stay in your lane?
Yeah, so you don't drift off. I'm just saying they're very useful. It's like when we were bowling. It was like
Yes.
bumpers. Thank you.
Da.
I am special needs when it comes to driving.
Yes.
Oh, that was my question. You reminded me earlier. So you helped people with what was it?
Oh, I worked at Easter Seals. I was a camp counselor at Easter Seals.
Yeah,
So-
which is a really nice thing. This is a nice question, but I'm just curious. Nice thing to do. Now you're a stand.
Why do you think I'm here?
John, this is our
It's a
best.
write-off.
This is my community service coming here every day.
She's got practice.
Oh, you're saying that
Your special needs.
I'm.
This is my special needs podcast.
Oh,
But you don't seem
yeah.
special
Maybe
needs
you
at all.
shouldn't do stand up. Yeah, it's not very funny.
He's gonna cancel you.
No, wait. Here's my question.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
you
get
did
canceled
that
from
in
Best
Easter
Buddies.
Seal. You help people. Now you do stand up, and I didn't realize this, but people come as a comedian. They go, "Do you realize what you do for people?" I said, "No." They go, "Well, you bring joy to people." I go, "Oh, all right." I like making people laugh because it's fun for me, but I never thought of it as like I'm doing a service. But you help people like that. You make people laugh. What is it in you that clearly you want to help people?
Yeah, I don't know. I did.
Where's that coming from? That's my question. Why?
I think I had a bit of a troubled childhood, and I felt very misunderstood by my family. My family, I had problems, I just was learning disabled. I had sensory problems and stuff. So I got kind of yelled at a lot. And then I think I had this sort of thing in me that was, I took on this shame, like there's something wrong with me, I'm broken or whatever. And then I became a juvenile delinquent to kind of be like, if you're going to treat me like something's wrong, I'm going to be something wrong.
You kind of do.
I'm like, okay, I'll show you how bad I can be.
Yeah.
And then I I graduated early from high school, and then I had a year in between, and I didn't want to go right to college. I was too young. I was 16. So I decided to.
But you're pretty smart if you're graduating high school.
Yeah, but the
early.
school it's hard to get into. It's a
It
whole
was
dramatic.
juvie.
It was like a juvie school.
Yeah.
The teachers were there was a court case I was involved in. Let's just
So
say
you
it was
got kicked out.
Scandalous.
No, basically they were like, I was the call out girl for the P ring that was happening there. I don't know how else to say because you can't talk about this on YouTube, but
Okay.
The
You can't.
P ring?
yeah, just think about it.
No, I don't even
What
know
would
what that means. No, I don't
ghetto
know.
rhymes with ghetto
P rhymes
with a P. Rhymes with,
Oh,
do you know what I mean? So I was kind of calling that out. So they didn't keep me at the school they were like, you can graduate.
you were the head of that?
No, I was taking them out. I took them to court. I took one of the teachers to court. I'm still in the process, guys.
Why can't
There's
you
always
say
a
that?
special.
That's not
There's
a
some sort
bad thing. That's a good thing.
Well, you can't talk about it on YouTube. Flags you if you talk about it.
See,
so you were taking people that did that.
I took one of my teachers to court. Yeah. So it was just like, get out of here. But I felt like, and I think I took my
Oh.
teacher to court. I had a lot of backlash from it, which was very surprising to me at that age.
Yeah, I'll say.
Well, it is weird that you're told as a kid to tell the truth, but they don't really mean that. They're
They
like,
don't want
tell the
you
truth
to-
that's convenient.
Yeah,
That's
that
not going to
works
make us
for
have
us.
to schedule
Yeah.
all these things.
Yeah.
But so then I think I had this thing in me, like I wanted to prove I was good, but then it just made me feel good. So I did service work I took a year off and did service work in Central America. And then when I came back, I liked doing that. It felt good to help people.
Wait
do
a minute.
things.
You did service work in Central America. You were a maid?
I was a waitress. No, I did. We did like, I know it sounds,
What'd you
it wasn't
do?
Christian or anything. It was this program called Leap Now. I don't know if they're probably not still around, but it was just a bunch of people. And we went a bunch of like different ranging. I think I was the youngest. I was 17. And then the oldest was maybe 23. And then there were 2 adults with us. And we went and we did Habitat for Humanity. We went to Guatemala and we learned English and we learned Spanish and we taught English. That was really fun. I loved Guatemala. And then we did Habitat for Humanity in Belize. And then we went to this other part of Belize that had Punta Gorda, that they had a museum for the Creole community. They had found all these artifacts in someone's garage, I guess. And so they were trying to make a museum. So we helped clean off the artifacts and paint signs and do stuff for them. And then we went.
Sounds like the Peace Corps.
It was kind of like a Peace Corps.
That's
It was Piece
amazing.
Together Peace Corps. It was a bunch of different things, but it was fun. And then when I came back, I was like, I don't want to just like have a regular job. And my mom was friends with a woman who worked pretty high up at Easter Seals. I don't want to brag. I know the big guys. And she got me this job as a head counselor. It was fun. It was cool to be given that responsibility. And I just loved it. I worked with, my kids were like the higher functioning kind of middle-aged ones. So they were all teenagers, but I had like 11 to 15-year-olds. It was really fun. They were great. They were really cool. I'm still friends with one of the families. I lost touch with a lot of them, but I did that for 4 years. And then I didn't know if I wanted to be a special ed teacher or an artist. So ended up going to this weird college in Santa Fe and then majored in psychology and drank and had fun and partied. And
that's
then
so
did comedy.
Interesting. I love that. And then are you still involved with that now?
Not really. I always want to.
And how did you get into that buddies event
did
the other day?
a charity event for them.
Okay.
Greg Fitzsimmons does a show once a year for them, and I did it, and I had such a fun time. And I love working with a special population. It's just
They're my
it's
peeps.
crazy that people don't.
The best
If
people
you're
in the
not
world.
volunteering somewhere, you're missing out on just
You really are.
absolute joy. And just,
I feel like I have more fun hanging out with them than they do.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Like,
annoying
I
them.
get more out of it than they do. Like I feel so good after it. I don't know. I love it. I FaceTime my buddy all,
yeah, it's
all
amazing.
week.
Wait a minute. You get more out of it than they do.
Yeah,
So maybe
I am.
You're the
That's
one.
what I'm saying. I'm fully
true.
aware. I'm fully aware.
those who can't read, teach
Exactly.
people how to bowl. No, but I haven't. I keep saying to Mark, the head of it, I'm like, we just haven't
Please.
gotten it going that we
The
actually.
next time I go, I'll text you.
Yeah, I can't wait. But I loved it. It was so fun. But we had, kids with cerebral palsy, spina bifida. We had a couple kids with Down syndrome. And then we had one poor autistic kid. This poor kid was we were not trained to take care of him. He beat us up.
Oh.
My boobs were your size by the end of that. I was like, wow. We just didn't know how to, we just didn't, I had shadowed a behavioral therapist with this little boy, Connor, who had autism. He was my dentist hygienist son, and I just was babysitting, and then I kind of got into that, and I was shadowing his behavioral therapist and maybe going to go to school for it. They were pushing me to, and it's just, I don't know, it never felt like the right thing, but
Yeah.
I just wasn't trained. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's a lot.
We upset this poor kid. But I went to the Best Buddies. I had so much fun.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this kid's mom, and she goes, "Oh, we have to follow you on Instagram. Can't wait to see your stuff." And I realized the last thing I'd posted
Butthole?
was me. No, it's worse.
Squirting
It's me on
butthole?
stage with a whipped cream bottle, and I made a guy come up on stage and kneel down, and I was just jizzing whipped cream into his mouth. And it was like the last post.
And the mom's like,
The mom's like, "I can't wait to go check it out later."
I love that.
Bear with me. I'm
I
a
love
filthy
that.
monster, but I sure love helping kids.
I love that. That's
Oh
so
my God. It was
sweet.
just couldn't have been a more unmatched thing.
I knew, and I knew I liked that. I think that's where I connected with you because I was like, oh my gosh, she's
when she
funny, beautiful, and
when
you're
she
hanging with the
squirted.
kids. And she's,
And
and
the
she's
squirting.
squirting.
when she squirted the whipped cream in the guy's mouth.
Yes.
That's where you
That's when I
connected?
felt
Well, don't you
real.
feel like sometimes with the algorithm, you're like,
God, this is
what's
so
the
great. I just
craziest
want to
thing?
sit and listen. How else do you connect? The two of you.
What if we could just squirt him like into the wall? That'd be so awesome. You just chair goes back.
We just turn it into
You're
that
like, ah.
that episode of like the porn where they it's a contest who squirts
Who can squirt the farthest? What's the prize at the end? What do you win? Not having to do anal, or you get to do anal? What's the prize?
You get a full anal moment. Okay, that being said,
Don't you kind of love when people are late? As a late person,
late. Oh, I love
Wait, don't change the subject.
it. John wants
back to
stay
squirting.
on
No,
squirting and anal.
but when people are late, I'm like, thank you so much. I always have something I didn't
I'm
finish.
grateful
Yeah.
for them.
No, I'm like horrible. I was never diagnosed, but I know I have it.
I know.
I learn about it and I go, because in school I'd read something. I go, wait, what?
Yep.
That next, I'd switch words. I go, what?
I have to read something like 100
and late.
times.
And they go,
so
why are you always
hard.
late? I don't know. Because if someone says be there at 1, and then I'd leave at 1.
Or you leave in
Now I have
time,
to do
and
everything backwards.
but there's things you have to do on the way. You go, oh wait, I forgot this, or
forgot,
I have
yeah.
perfect intentions.
Yeah.
I used to I have a job that was at 1 p.m. and it would take me a little bit over an hour to get there. I would wake up at, I'm not even kidding, 8 a.m. to get there, and I still would not. I would start getting ready at 8 a.m. and it's just so hard to explain to people.
No, well, you know what I do now is I go, all right, what time do they want to meet? And then I realize, especially in Los Angeles, they go, say 6. I go, you can't time it perfect.
Right.
So I go, all right, I have to be there. That means I have to be there early. So then I go, okay, I have to work backward, literally every time. What time do I have to leave to get there?
Yeah.
I have to leave at this time, and then add more time.
Now, is it like,
And then I'm there, and then I'm early, and I'm like you. I'm relieved. They go. If they're late, I go, sorry, I'm late. I go, no problem.
oh, please, God. I'm like,
always
oh.
late. I go, I'm thrilled. I go,
Please.
don't worry about it.
I do my podcast out of my house, which both of you should come do
Amazing.
together, separate, anything.
I
But
feel like you have to do it.
well, how much am I getting?
You're getting valuable advice.
Such great advice.
No, I am a stan.
Well, I was going to buy you lunch, but then you're engaged, so that's out.
Yeah.
Lunch was your move?
Lunch was-
Lunch?
Well,
I'm a grown woman. Lunch?
snack.
Get me a manicure.
Give me a-
How much? All right.
I got things to do.
You're
We got
engaged.
places to go.
You don't need a manicure. You've got the
No, these are-
Dodgers colors on you.
Yeah.
This is
Is that
this-
blue and copper?
Kind of, yeah. It wasn't on purpose to be Dodgers.
pretty.
I mean, this is where you can tell financially I'm at when my nails are grown out this far.
Mine are really
I just make
expensive.
I make a lot of money and then I spend it all and then I go, oh, my business manager shows me like a pie chart at the end of the month or the end of the year that shows me like how much I made
can't-
and how
I
much I
can't
have
look
left,
at
and
it.
it's
I
always
can't.
like $8. It's always crazy
Mine's
what I have left.
negative. Mine's always negative.
I just have to. It's okay.
But I feel like you're like me. We like at the start of my career, I made a lot of money, and I MC hammered that shit away quick. Like,
And I wanted to.
I like spending my money.
I was living in a car. I was like, before
Like,
that. I'm
yeah.
like, now I'm making money. This is awesome. I
It's
want to buy all the
fun.
things I
You
want.
want to buy your friends this,
Right.
and you want to do stuff, and
Yeah.
like, I don't know. To this day, if I have it, I'm gonna spend it.
It's probably ADD too. a
Yeah,
little bit.
I think it's an ADD thing.
Well, 'cause it's an anxiety
if you have
release.
ADD?
Huh?
What? Oh, God damn it. You stole my joke.
What?
Ah, crap.
What?
How? Yeah, did you...
Okay, we normally do this thing where we give people advice on like relationship or just life stuff,
Okay.
but we don't. Our questions.
Well, I can think of question. No, I actually
We
have
got some.
This is a nice shirt. How much did that shirt cost?
a lot.
What's a lot?
One of a... Robert Graham.
Oh my gosh! Wait! I literally have a question that says, "I have severe ADD, and my girlfriend thinks I should get meds. I constantly forget things in other rooms.
Meds barely help, by the way.
Lose my train of
Barely.
thought."
Meds will help you with the one thing you're looking at.
Yeah.
And if that happens to be a slot machine, Win app on your phone, that will
You're
be
crushing.
it. Yeah.
They said it reminds me of a time my. Okay, now this is rambling.
Because they have ADD.
Wait, hold on. This has gone so. Now I rub oil on my hip for a long night. Love making in the neighbor. Okay, this is the weirdest question I've ever had. But their question is, I have ADD and my girlfriend thinks I should get on meds. What do I do?
I get on meds if you
Get
want.
on meds, and then like
I do the meds. It doesn't. I mean, it helps a little.
I would say it's not going to be a game changer. I think the thing about Adderall or any of that, it helps you like do the tasks in front of you. But as a creative, it takes the creative away sometimes.
Oh, sometimes I'm like,
don't you think?
Sometimes I'm on the stage like this.
Yes. That's the thing I don't like about it. It takes your creative away.
Well, what did you take that got you like that?
Adderall. But I'm on Adderall right now, and I feel
Isn't
pretty
Adderall speed?
Slightly.
Sure.
You know what happens?
Call it like that.
I learned about it. So if you don't have ADD, so you have to do a task. So it's all in your prefrontal lobes in your brain. It's all so you can focus on this one. You go, I have to focus on this task, and then all the messages for other tasks go away. Everything goes away, and it's just that one. But when you have ADD, you try to focus on that task, and your brain sends that task plus way more in front of you. So then you go, so then wait, what? Oh, so then, wait, where was it? I mean, it's so annoying. But I know it. The funniest thing to me is that you never go online and it says to help you with an app for ADD. So it asks you like 20 questions.
Oh,
and I'll
do
get
those
to like
all
the 10th question, and then I go, I got it.
I know. And then you're like, wait, I'm definitely being scammed. But there's like this AI thing that's going to fix my ADD. No, I have that. I just had to have a talk with my manager where I was like, I need you to start scheduling things for me, because when someone asks me if I can do something, 100 things come to my mind. And then I get so overwhelmed that I don't even want to
And then you don't even respond.
And then I don't respond.
But you got to write. I have a calendar book, and I have to write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're not but anybody would write it down. I have a friend. She's extremely productive, like crazy productive. So I said, "Do you make lists?" She goes, "Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't do everything."
Don't sometimes you feel like you write the list and you don't accomplish it, and then you feel like shit?
The list kind of like
my list.
No,
I have to be like,
you just
shower,
go in order. You go,
brush
okay,
your
do
teeth,
this.
so I feel like wins. You know.
Please wash
I can tell you something else that helps me, and it's from Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh,
and
give
he
it to
goes,
us.
Give it.
like he says, people go to the gym. He goes, listen to me. Wake up in the morning, go get something to eat, then go to the workout. He goes, don't think about it. Don't think.
You have to
just
go
do
first.
it.
Yeah.
Don't think.
That I can
then
do.
think.
I do that every morning. I need somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't think about it. You go, I have to, like I wake up, I have pets, and I got to feed them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to walk my dog.
Then I go,
yeah.
then what? Then I have to, I go, it's a routine. Then I have to go to my gym. Then what? Then get showered. Then what? Then I'm on Cameo. Do those.
Then he's doing Cameo shout outs.
I like that.
Then,
Oh, yeah.
Then, well, it's, a lot of people don't want to do it. But
do good on Cameo.
But you're the perfect type of person to do it because you've been so many characters too. So it's like amazing.
He's the perfect person for Cameo.
Well, I'm just me, but I realize you go, well, do you ever sign an autograph picture? Do you make a video? I go, it's no different. And the people get thrilled.
Yeah.
They thank me. They go, oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so it's another way of making people feel good.
Yeah.
But
you know what I always felt? I felt the exchange was weird. Like I felt weird about it. When I started, because I was definitely less successful, not anymore, but I was a little bit over the pandemic, and I felt weird taking people. I don't know, it just felt weird.
Yeah.
And then so I really wanted to make them so funny. And I would be editing. I would end up putting so much work into them, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah, you're like,
it just didn't feel aligned. But I
no, it's like they get to hang out with you. They
Right.
don't even.
Yeah.
It's so easy to hang out. I'm like so accessible. It's so
you can hang.
every show you come to, I'm doing a meet and greet where people are going, "We have to leave." I'm like, oh.
You're like.
My meetings are so long.
I was enjoying this.
I'm like, tell me more, everyone, because I talk a little bit about, the things that happen that we can't mention on here. Okay. So then all the people that were like diddle or whatever, they love to tell me their stories. I literally want to make a shirt that says "Show me" on like the teddy bear, and then I sign where they were diddled. But I'm like,
but we
I don't
can't
mind
talk about it.
It's on here. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, but you are. But you just.
But I just
and then all the people got diddled.
Words. No, it's okay.
Well, can't you say it's a bad thing? If you're an adult to take advantage sexually of a child.
It's an algorithm. Thank you for saying that. I worry about your.
Well, I mean, how can you be for it? I mean, it's just horrible.
No, I know. It's just I do a lot of jokes, and sometimes when people aren't laughing, I'm going, "We're on the same side."
Yeah.
I know I'm bringing up a thing, but that's what I like about comedy. I like bringing up like the darker things and making them funny.
But yeah, I mean, even for me, I'm trying to find a way to like talk about the like, I was very anorexic for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do I make fun of that? And it's like, well, you don't want to offend people who are addiction or anything like that. But like also like bringing light to it.
Of course,
that's the perfect joke you could say. You go. So many people are fat in America. try being thin your whole life.
Yeah, it's actually way harder. There's no Ozempic.
And then they
there's
look
no
at you and go,
reverse Ozempic.
Sorry, was that insensitive?
Sorry to be insensitive.
No, it is interesting how,
been thin
well,
my
there's a
whole
lot of
life.
trigger warning stuff. It sucks when you want to be a nice person and also do stand up because you're like,
Yeah.
you think that everyone, when they come in, understands there's an agreement that we're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kidding and da-da-da. And then you're like, oh.
But it's also like you're talking about things you've experienced and you've gone through. So personally, for me, when I talk about those topics
Yeah.
or those things, I'm like, yeah, well, I've been, I can talk about that because,
Right. Yeah. And it's all about, I think, just your point of view, what you want to say. Maybe you're not going to win the whole audience, but you're going to win some fucking ex-anos that are excited that you're
exactly.
representing them.
Yeah.
I know this
I was on
bores
stage
you.
and I have a bit about special needs, but it's not. It's about they go. You can't say because they go. You can't say retarded. Now you have to say special needs. So I have a whole thing about it. And then my point is, my friend goes, well, what do you? I go, because you're still saying it. He goes, well, what do you want to call people with special needs? I said, people.
Yeah.
And a guy threw a glass at me.
Hilarious.
Jesus.
You were like,
but he was
wait till I
drunk,
get to
but
the
I mean,
end.
A heavy
Let me
glass.
finish
I'm
my
like,
joke.
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I go, how could you be offended? I'm saying they're people. Don't. You don't have to label everybody. They're people.
My mom said that
That's
about
like
me.
that's more of giving them dignity and respect.
Of course. No, my mom said that about me
They're
to someone. She was like, Annie's so good with special needs kids. Like, she really treats them like people. And I went, they are people, mama.
Hello, Mom.
People just don't know what they're
Yeah,
saying. They just
yeah.
say stuff.
Yeah, people are.
Yeah, no, I think, I don't know. I always go on stage like, I'm about to cultivate a hang. Let's have a fun hang.
Yeah,
I'm going
I
to tell you
love
my
that.
things. And then if people walk out, whatever.
Yeah, later, losers.
Throw
That's
things
a
at
good.
me.
Well, that's what it is. I realized that after a while they get because sometimes I'll be on stage in about 40 minutes of my act. I won't say anything, and then they just look at me, but they don't even care.
What, when you just stop talking?
Yeah. they
Oh,
just
I
look
do
at-
that sometimes. I go,
and then
I have power.
they just like hanging out.
Yeah. It's cool. And then I like when people come single to shows. I think that's really cool. That's like a brave thing to do. Come by yourself to a comedy show. Come out to this whole event where there's going to be
I
all these
love
people.
going by myself. I honestly prefer going and watching by myself.
Well, yeah,
than
because you're
just-
probably like, I don't want to deal with these people being mad at me for being late.
Yeah,
I can show up whenever I want.
exactly.
Yeah, but do you go after make fun of the audience?
Of course.
Oh, I don't do that.
Oh, I love making
unless
fun of them. They
unless
like
You
it.
do good crowd work.
They like
Your
to.
crowd
Yeah.
work's
I
great.
guess.
When they
I
don't like it, it's really funny. One time I came in, I had my favorite horror movie director, Damien Leone, who did all the Terrifier movies.
Is that
with
on
the Clam.
OnlyFans?
And I was in Terrifier 3 for a sec, but it was very cute. He gave me a cameo, but I had him on my podcast, and I brought all this makeup because he does his own special effects. And so he gave me like all these sliced up cuts on my face. Looked like I'd been, gone through a windshield or something. And then I didn't want to take it off to go do my spot in the main room at the Comedy Store because my hero just did my makeup.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to wear it and see what happens.
Wait, that's amazing.
And I go out and I'm like doing my thing. And I look over and a man right in the front row has a sliced up face. I mean, I could not. This is
Stop.
where I'm like, there's like a divine thing happening.
Stop.
And if you just calm down, tell yourself to relax the way you do before you go on.
Someone had knifed his face.
He had been in a car accident.
Oh my gosh, Annie, no.
He had been hit on his bike. He'd been hit by a car.
No.
It was the same cuts all over his face. I go, what are the chances?
Shut the fuck up.
What are the chances that I am wearing FX makeup that is just mocking your true tragedy? And then it turned out I'm doing crowd work. The guy next to him that he wasn't with, he came alone. His name is Aziz. Shout out to Aziz. Because I've seen him a bunch of times. And he wasn't laughing because he couldn't even smile because he had gotten hit by. And then I'm like, but I figure he wants to laugh about it because he's sitting in the front row and, And I just was like, he started taking a sip of water. I go, if that comes out of a hole in your cheek, I'm going to lose my mind. But we had a fun time. There was no recording of it, unfortunately, because it was so perfect.
Was the audience dying?
We were all dying. It was so crazy. It looked planted. And then the guy next to him, I started doing crowd work with the couple next to him. He was a lawyer, a personal injury lawyer.
Jesus.
And I was like, you guys should link up. And the guy, Aziz, was like, I don't need to. And then later when I talked to him, when he was at the Comedy Store again, he's like, I should have linked. I needed that guy. But it was just
It wasn't Aziz Ansari.
No. It
Oh.
was this guy. He's just, I don't know if he does comedy or not, but he's just a comedy fan. He's at the
I don't
Comedy
go
Store a lot.
after them unless they heckle me and then they start making fun of me. And then I'll just.
Do you get mad?
Well, because I'm trying to do my act and they keep interrupting and they're like in the front. This woman was drunk and she kept standing up.
I know,
and,
it's annoying.
I go, okay,
I know. Well, a lot of people want attention, and then with I think all the clips going viral of everyone doing crowd work, people kind of come
People
with the
now, like,
assumption.
Well, they go,
trying to
they
do
go. I'm
it.
going to be a part of your show.
Yeah,
know?
right.
Like, I
So
don't
loud
really need
and-
you.
You could maybe make a joke about that in the front just to remind people that you're not one of them's.
No, I tried. I say stuff like, they keep going and going, and I go, all right, yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to kick people out.
I go,
It's
I'm sorry, I forgot I was doing a play. Well, now it's act 3,
Yes.
and your character's dead. Like, I try to make suggestions, like, be quiet, then I'll say to the guy, hey, and then finally I just said, I guess
Sometimes
I
I'll be
have
like,
to
you want to
stop,
get up
'cause-
on stage? Like, you can run this show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in
You
the middle
talk.
of doing my
I know.
bit in the comedy and building, and then they just interrupt,
And
you're
they
like,
step in the middle of your
joke,
setup.
yeah.
You're like, I haven't even gotten to the thing. There's a song to this.
Question: with doing stand up and ADHD, do you ever have a hard if I'm at a place where it's loud, like if it's too loud or it's more of like a do you have a hard time hearing people talk? Like even at restaurants, I can't go in places and handle.
I worked at a restaurant in Santa Fe called
Okay.
The Cowgirl, where you had to dress up
As a
like
cowgirl.
a cowgirl.
Okay.
And they had a karaoke night, and I worked every karaoke night. And I did something where I just learned to shut off noise.
Yeah, I need
And
to
I don't
learn that.
I can walk into there can be music pounding, we leave, and someone goes, "What was the song playing?" I go,
Yeah,
I have no clue.
you're able to zone it out. 'Cause
I don't
have a
even
really
know
hard
if it's
time
on purpose. I think
shutting
I'm
it
just
off.
like,
Because I get very overstimulated if I'm doing a show and people are talking or something.
well, I used to get I had a lot of issues with touch, like if people touched me or whatever, teachers.
Yeah, teachers.
But I went to occupational therapy when I was adults. I went to occupational therapy when I was 11, and they scrubbed me. They would take these surgical brushes and they
wait, what is
scrubbed me.
occupation? You went there for what?
Occupational therapy, which is a lot of the kids with special needs that I worked with would have occupational therapy to help their what was it called?
Sensory?
Density. They're some of them are very stiff, you know.
Well, why did you?
Well, because I just was having problems with touch and crying and feeling. I don't know. I don't
So
know.
what
I don't know
is-
how much
I don't
I don't know how much of my childhood diagnoses were my parents. I was the only girl, so they were like, "She's being weird.
Yeah.
She's more emotional than the
She
boys."
just has emotions.
Yeah,
So what did they do? What did occupational?
It was fun.
How is it supposed to help you?
I
What
think it
was
just helps. I actually don't really know what it does. I just know that a lot of my campers went there too.
They scrub you?
They scrub. So because I think they do something different for each person, but I had some problems with procrastination. I would get mad if my handwriting was bad and I would as a kid, I would stab the paper. I would get mad. And I wanted my handwriting to be good. These little perfectionism things. And then they had me writing stuff out and getting mad and then processing it. And they had this balance board you would work on. I think it was about being in your body and learning to regulate your emotions. It didn't really hit
I
until
need
probably
that
this year.
now,
I'm
time
learning
in
this
life.
year basically how to
I
regulate
need
my
it all.
emotions. But they did a bunch of things. There was a weird swing. It was kind of games and stuff. And then, but with the sensory stuff, they would scrub me. A surgical scrub sponge has a sponge on one side and then spikes on the other. And they would scrub me.
Bristles. Yeah.
The bristles. And they would scrub me. My mom would have to scrub me at home. She's scrubbing me. And it sucked.
But what would the
It was
scrubbing
helping,
do?
I think, me get over my sensitivity to touch.
So I just got to go home and scrub.
Did your arm itch?
That's-
At least was it your arm itched? And then
There
they
was a little
scrubbed it?
satisfaction. There was a slight satisfaction, as most scratching has that little bit, but it was just uncomfortable because it was the thing I didn't like. But I had a problem with socks. Did you have a problem with socks when you were a kid?
shoes. I didn't
With
learn to
I was
tie.
barefoot.
I still can't learn to tie my shoe.
Well, I was like, that's so funny. You
can't
have to do the
tie your
bunny. You have to do the
No,
bunny.
I do the bunny, but sometimes I just tuck it in the sides.
Do you treat yourself like a kid sometimes?
I'm
and
a
turn
child.
I have to. I watch my nieces. My twin brother. He had ADD and stuff growing up too, but his wife kind of whipped him into shape, and she's just really on it, and she just raises her kids so well, and they both do. But going to their house and watching her just be like, "All right, now it's time to floss, brush your teeth, use your mouthwash, wash your hands, turn out the light." I'm like, I have to be in my head sometimes, turn out the light, Annie, close the cupboard, throw
Yeah,
the thing
you have
out,
to-
floss your teeth.
Yeah,
do this.
That's what I learned also to help me ADD. They go, you can only do one thing at a time.
right.
Yes, that's
So
what
then
I'm
once you
learning.
realize that, you go, okay, this goes here, this goes this does this.
And I can
And
hold
then
that up
you
for
do
about
it
2
and
weeks.
it feels good. And you feel like, what's wrong with you? You have to like think like that and you go,
My
yeah.
apartment's
Otherwise you're thinking of all
trash
10 at once and you just stare.
Yeah, no, I know. It's really, I had
hard.
a woman I was talking to, I was talking to different like spiritual coaches and stuff, but she was saying that she has a client who has ADD, who's a painter. And he was struggling, feeling like shame because he wasn't getting his projects done. And she just said, what if you have 5 projects going at once, 5 paintings, and then you just go to the one you're interested in that day? And that kind of helped me where I was like, oh, what if I do look at my day? Like there's 5 creative things I could be doing today. What am I feeling
The most.
interested?
Yeah, but
so you're
that's
not
part of
forcing
ADD.
yourself.
They go, you have to, you if you're into something, you can hyper focus.
Right.
But if you're not, you can't. And then they say also, if you have a task to do, you keep avoiding it.
I know, and it
do
gets
it first.
bigger.
But then when you do it, you feel good,
So
right?
good. But I think we're so used to different types of dopamine that I never, my mom wrote all my papers when I was a kid. So I never learned that like rush of finishing something, and then people going, good, you sat down, you got through the hard part. I would just get to the hard part, get kind of saved, but I would feel like a loser. I didn't feel good that my mom was right. I knew I could do a better
but
job.
you show up for your stand-up jobs, don't you? And
I do, and I'm only late every once in a while, like, but it's also at a specific time. I know every day what time I need to leave, and it doesn't really deviate too much because it's not during traffic. It's hard to have a routine.
No,
when
but
you're on
I'm
the road.
saying it's because you're into it.
Right, because I love it.
You go,
yeah.
it's not hard. I know I have to leave at this time to get there, and I do it.
But the minute it had to be a
But
special.
if you're not interested in something, you go like, not interested, but
I know.
there's not as much at stake, or it's harder to do. You know what I'm saying?
There's a little bit of adrenaline too, I think, involved because.
Do you feel like sometimes I do better under pressure? Like if I know I have to like do all this stuff, I'm like, okay, I kind of hone in even stronger if I know
Because you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're up against but in college, I actually learned to push through that and just not get the work done at all. That was crazy. Because for a while that always motivated, okay, I'm going to take a bunch of Adderall. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to study for my test. I'll do it. And then I started going, maybe I just will get it incomplete and do this in 5 years.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I'll just relearn
That is what
statistics
you
in
did.
5 years.
Well,
years.
you were in school for 8 years, but
I got my
What's that movie, Ryan Reynolds'
Oh,
first movie?
Van Wilder.
Yeah, you're.
Yes.
Yeah,
I am.
That's you.
you are.
I am.
You
I'm Ann
are.
Wilder.
Yeah.
You are.
I did party. I had a lot of fun in college. I had amazing teachers that were very sweet to me, which was very nice. It was nice to have them because it was the college
because
department.
after
They knew I
8
was all
years,
fucked
you
up.
were like a relative.
They loved me. They really did.
After
They had
8
it was
years, you're
it was
like a
run by the
relative.
Christian Brothers. It was originally founded by the Christian Brothers, and so they had these like Christian guys in like robes that were like really old guys
Hot.
in these robes, and they'd have like the rabbit teeth here, the white things or whatever.
Sexual.
And I had this one, and they would always talk about like how abortion's murder, like stuff like they would just kind of like put it in, even though it was a pretty liberal school.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I was like, this is hilarious. This guy's awesome. My one professor, Brother Brian, looked like
Brother Brian.
he looked like the celery from VeggieTales. Like he just looked like he just was shaped funny. And he was very strict, and I would just, he didn't really let me fuck around. But then, so I finished my classes, and then I had these incompletes. And so that lasted maybe 3 years. I had these incompletes, and I was like, I'll do it later. And then my art teacher, my professor, Susan York, who I love, she just calls me out of nowhere, and or maybe she Facebooked me, and she was like, the college is going out of business in 2 weeks. You have 4 incompletes. She goes, I can see your records right now. Like, you have to finish them or you're not going to graduate. And the school is gone. So I put my money on, this is the first time I had charged a credit card I couldn't pay. I was like, bing, bing, bing. I just started AA. I called my sponsor. I was like, can I take Adderall? He's like, yeah. So I got my Adderall prescription, went to Santa Fe, met up with Brother Brian. And he was so religious and kind of like, he didn't give you any like giggles. I was always trying to fuck with the teachers, make them laugh.
Yeah.
But he goes, we all really like you here and want you to graduate. And hearing him say he liked me was so amazing. I flipped back in my chair. I was like going like this.
Yeah.
The chair was on wheels. I flipped back, legs fully in the air. Okay. I'm thinking this is hilarious, right? I go to sit up. He just doesn't acknowledge I fell. This godly man was like, I won't And I was like, okay, it's worse or not imagining. But anyway, he basically just retaught me statistics.
Wait.
He was my
You had
statistics
4 incompletes with 4 different classes?
teacher. Yeah, 4 different teachers, yeah.
And so you did all that work in 2 weeks?
Yeah. It is easy to do work. It's actually much harder to push your work off.
Yeah.
It's so
in 2
easy.
weeks, you did 4 classes?
Well, I just was
would
missing the
normally
finals.
take
I
a
was missing the
semester?
finals or the papers. Like I'd gone to the classes, but then, I don't know what happened. I got distracted.
I mean, no, it's amazing. I don't...
But I took my SATs. I was untimed, my SATs in high school. They just put me I was just on a couch taking naps, kind of leisurely waking up doing my SATs. I was just like, no one else I'm like, you guys got to get diagnosed. It's really...
I love how
great.
our episode today really was
took a
just
nap?
ADHD based.
I've been thinking about it a lot.
I needed that.
Well, because it's hard when you have
really
ADD and
struggle
other
with
people don't have that brain, so they think
Yeah.
you're being mean or something, and you're like,
Mean
I
or
am doing
uninterested.
my best, I promise. And it's
Yeah.
hard to explain to them because it is rude to them.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm like, I have no intention to be rude to you.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about that, and then I'm going, because I get cluster headaches, and a lot of people kind of.
Do you have oxygen?
I get my oxygen. I don't have one now, but
Yeah.
when I'm in my
Your
cycle,
tanks.
so every 2 years, I'm basically out for a month and a half in the most
It's
excruciating
horrible.
pain.
I dated this old dude who.
Oh.
Yes.
You get cluster
Why
headaches?
are you looking at me?
We all were. The whole audience
No,
is looking
I
at you.
dated
I was dating
No.
this really loose, dumb girl.
She's not dumb. She's
dumb girl.
she's
Well, and
mentally
then I look
disabled.
at you. Yeah,
Wait, no, I was dating this old guy.
Right, and you got
And-
cluster headaches.
I get it.
And I was like, I get it, you're old, but do you have to have an oxygen tank? But then I
Yes.
realized he had cluster headaches.
It's so bad, and then people just don't believe you.
Yeah, and you're just
and
like,
people I
wait,
worked
what?
with like didn't
It's the
believe me.
worst
They
thing
were
to
telling me I was
have.
being unprofessional. I'm like,
It's the
I don't know
worst
how to
thing.
explain to you like how sick I am and how little I can do.
It's horrible.
I
But
actually know what those are.
Tell us.
The cluster headache. Because my friend Lisa Kudrow's brother, is my best friend. I grew up with. It was like my brother.
Cool.
Anyway, their father became a headache specialist, and he would tell me about
Yeah,
cluster headaches, and then David does it, and
they're horrible.
they
he
really
can help
can't.
you.
Oh, that would be cool if they could help because no one's ever really. Everyone's like, take
No, he can
mushrooms. I'm
help
like,
you.
now I'm tripping on mushrooms in the
Yeah,
most pain I've
with a
ever been in.
headache. Yeah.
No, I'll tell you after, but
That would be great. Yeah, because I haven't gotten them. I'm kind of like 2 years is up, and I'm like hoping
get
I've
to a
done the
point-
emotional.
And you know what? The number one thing is stress and staying
Right.
up on sleep.
Yeah.
you
Like,
get them
gotta-
too.
No,
No,
I
her
just
ex-boyfriend did.
I was around it a lot.
How old was he? You keep saying he was old.
He
She's gonna be
was
like
in
40.
his 50s. And I was,
It's old for her.
it
Oh,
was-
that's so old.
For her.
I was like,
Well, I'm
18 at the time.
138, so for me it's young.
You do have kind of a. Did you play a vampire on SNL?
The devil.
The devil.
The devil. That's what it is. By the way, I just have to
classic
give you
character.
your flowers. I will rob a florist shop to give you your flowers. I don't know if this is. I know sometimes people don't like when you bring up one thing from their career, but The Critic was one
No,
of
I
my
don't
favorite
mind.
things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, thank you.
We're
I
trying
don't
to
know
find a
how
way
you
to
feel about
bring
it.
it on
The
to this.
Critic is just like so fucking good. It's
I
so
haven't,
good.
it was like 30 years ago, and now there's some website that put clips of it.
Yeah,
And so, I watched, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so funny.
it's so
And not
good. Oh,
because
I
of
love
me,
that. No, I
but
love
the
that you can
writers.
feel that way because I feel like some
Yeah.
people, when they get to a certain level in their career, they feel almost offended if you like something from so long ago. But
Well,
it's-
no, I'm just
No, I
glad I'm
think-
alive.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's
I'm
nice.
glad I'm still alive.
But God, what a good
It's so
show!
It was a hit, and they canceled it anyway.
I know TV. Well, we showed them.
We need to bring it back. Mine is, oh yes, it's ladies' night. The best.
But
Wedding
yeah,
singer.
but what I was going to say about the cluster headaches and the ADD is that the thing I need to learn is that people aren't going to understand and they're going to say and have whatever say that I'm lying or making it up or
About
ADD is
ADHD.
rude. ADD and the cluster headaches. I just had problems with work stuff, but it was like,
No, it's a real thing.
but it's okay. It's like you're just not. I'm not here to convince anyone. I'm just here to be myself and go through what I'm going through. So that's what I've been dealing with the ADD stuff.
Convince who?
I'm glad we got to talk about it. I deal with chronic illness and kidney disease and all that, and like just managing mental health and your health and your like we all have.
But why
our
would
own
you
shit.
say either of you say you have that stuff if you didn't?
Yeah.
Because
like,
the-
why?
Because you're an attention whore.
I think
We're pick-me girls.
I think, yeah, I don't know what, I don't know. What I think sometimes when people accuse you of something, it kind of shows you what they're willing to do to get stuff. I go,
I'm
wait,
like, you think I want to
just
lie
assume
about this?
Everyone's telling me the truth all the time. I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times people are like, why would you think that person was telling the truth?
Yeah,
I'm like,
no.
I just always do tell the
benefit
truth.
No,
of
I was like that. I would talk my dad something. He goes, John, they're lying. And I talked to my dad like he was the idiot. I go, Dad, why would they lie? Because if eventually I'll find out that they're lying, and then I won't want anything to do with them. And he goes, John, just because you're honest doesn't mean everyone else is. I said, but why would they lie? It doesn't get you any. Eventually I'll find out they're not telling the truth. And what is it?
It's just what's the point
What's
of
the
lying?
point?
I think you just are someone that lies and someone that doesn't. I mean, obviously you have little lies here and there.
Yeah.
Everybody has like a
Well,
little
the
fib.
liars, they want to rip you off and con you.
But it's
that's the
so,
point.
yeah. And then it's funny. I've been talking about this a lot because I've been feeling like I've been self-censoring a lot. Like you just, in this business, you kind of have to self-censor.
Sorry, you've been what?
Self-censoring, like, because I'm a call out
On
bitch.
stage?
Just everywhere. Like politically, everyone's like so up in arms about
Everyone's
everything.
wild right now.
I keep telling people I'm politically non-binary.
Same.
Guys, I don't know what the hell I am.
don't know
Can I
what's
figure
happening.
it out? Stop bugging me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm in that.
I like making money and I also think Michelle Obama doesn't have a penis. Is that okay? What is that? What is that? Where do I land on that? But everything's very but I'm just trying to remember. I've been worrying about like pleasing people so much that I haven't even been listening to what I like. So I've been trying to just think of what I think. And then my sets have been so fun because I've been really loose and kind of new jokes and stuff.
No, I find on stage, like the more honest I am about what I really think about stuff, like personal, the more they laugh, and then you realize they're all thinking the same
right.
thing.
Yeah.
And no one's
But we're
saying
just up there
it.
saying it.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was thinking like I used to get so hurt by people lying. And I had this boyfriend who was like, you moved to Los Angeles. It's like moving to hell and expecting angels to come to you.
Everyone's gonna
This is a town that's like
built off lies.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, my hair's fake. I'm not like saying I'm like completely like.
Well, when I was on Saturday Night Live my first year.
Were you?
Doing yes.
How many years were you on?
5.
5. So you have 5 minutes to talk about it.
So I was 85 to 90. But anyway, my first year, I did my liar character, and then they had me do A. Whitney Brown and I wrote it together after the first time. I always give him credit. But anyway, it became huge. So then I had a deal to do a movie, and the lawyer made the deal. He goes, your liar character is very popular in Hollywood. And I said, why? He goes, because everybody lies.
Yep.
And in show business, and I said, they do?
I know.
I had no idea. Now I go, how did I not?
I told us. They've been telling us.
I feel like I'm at the point. You just have to assume everyone's full of shit.
Yes.
And then work your way around if they're not.
Well, even you've probably had the casting couch. I thought people were kidding about the casting couch.
Casting couch.
I thought they were joking about the casting couch. I got leaned in on and I was like so shocked. I went by like an exec at a big network that was like, we want to do a show. Then they leaned in for a kiss. I was like, what the? I was like,
I would have made out with them.
No, sometimes I look back, I go, on my deathbed, am I going to be like, on my deathbed, I'm like, I could have had a sitcom.
Casting couch days were sick.
I just couldn't even, I just thought it was a thing we all made up.
I saw a lot of that early on in my career because it was right before Me Too.
Right.
And your agents would send you for generals.
Yeah. Okay. I know. Well, I had a weird guy who was like a showrunner of a show I really liked, and I tweeted about how I liked the show.
Yeah.
And then he DM'd me immediately. Like, when people are searching their name, you might do that.
Yeah.
Searching their name. And then, but you don't even tag them and they just find themselves on your, and he was writing me like flirtatious stuff, but he was married to someone publicly that I like very much admire. And I just don't have any interest in like, banging married. It's just not for me. I actually don't care if people cheat. It's just like, I don't want to be a part of it. Yeah. I don't want to. It just was like kind of crazy. And then, wait, what was my point of telling this? Oh, I told my agent, I go, I got this really creepy thing from this guy. And he goes, you got to go to coffee with him. And I went, what?
Of course.
I go, what are you talking about? This is my old agent. I'm not with him anymore.
Yeah.
Not because of that.
No. But yeah.
He dropped me.
But because he turned you down. After you did that.
Well.
He did.
You are amazing.
I love you guys. This was so fun. This was better than I expected.
Well, come back. Come back
I
again.
will come back.
I want to keep talking. I could talk to you all day, and like I feel like there's so many topics we didn't even get to touch base on. We had so much fun with you, and I'm glad we got to like talk the ADHD and
I know, because you feel like shame or something.
Totally, and I feel like it's definitely sometimes takes over my process of work, and then you feel alone. Am I getting this done? Am I doing enough?
Right.
Da, 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 da.
It helps me to work with other people too.
Totally.
And you have to ask, because some people don't get that. I had a working relationship that fell apart because my friend thought I was slacking off on my part, and I just kept going, I will fly to New York and write with you, please. Like I just need the energy in the room. If you leave it to me learning how to I don't even know how to type yet.
I can't.
I got to take Mavis Beacon. Like we can do this in a year when I study typing and get ready, but if we're together, it would be like amazing. So it's just finding the people that are like willing to do that, and not like, no shade to I mean, obviously that's fucking annoying if you want me to write something.
Wait a minute. Who's Mavis Beacon?
Mavis Beacon typing tutor. Do you remember her?
No.
Okay, it might be too specific. Some people will know. She was like the typing tutor. There was a CD-ROM.
I need her now.
I don't know how to type. Should we make a challenge?
Her? Yes.
We'll be typists by the end of the year.
Find out where she is.
She kind of reminds me of, I did always feel like a Carmen Sandiego vibe. Where she was just a character. She was like, Mavis Beacon teaches you.
My dad, we had to go to summer school in like 8th grade. She goes, you have to take typing. Okay.
Smart. What a smart guy.
Yeah, typing. Let's all do that.
It gave me headaches, the computer, so I skipped that class, which was a nightmare. It's like the class I needed the most.
You still don't know how to type?
It's hard.
Oh. No,
if you pay for my manicure, it'll get easier.
Practice.
Pod Dad?
You have to learn. My dog,
Daddy.
Jerry, is a dog. Can type.
Wait, did you see Tom Green's special yet?
Oh, I love it.
It was so good. He had his dog play the piano.
I love
it. Was so amazing. It was really incredible.
So good. Tom's one of my favorites.
He's so funny. I can't believe I was so blown away. It was so good.
I thought it was really well done, and I like that.
And it was sweet, and it was his, and he did his music at the end. And
was it him? He moved back to Canada,
and it was it got me thinking: are most of my issues right now with this feelings of self-censoring just because I live in?
Exactly.
But I don't want to. I love it. It's so cute here.
I know.
I'm always like, I don't want to move out. I'd rather live in the standing chimneys of the Pacific Palisades than move anywhere else.
Yeah, same. But what are you gonna
I would live with the charred, just the remains. Live in that one of those chimneys were tough.
It's all just chimneys.
Chimneys.
It's all just chimneys left.
And Altadena, they didn't have chimneys because they were.
Wait a minute. It makes sense.
Did.
They're all chimney because they're brick, right?
Yes, and they're meant to withstand
fire.
There
was a house in Malibu. It actually used to be Aaron Spelling's house. It burned down, and on a beach, La Costa, and that house was all brick.
So
I don't know how it burned down. Someone said, "Well, John, the outside's brick, the inside," but it was a brick house.
But maybe the grout was flammable. You got to worry about what you put in between the bricks. And this is a lesson for life.
It's not there.
The brick's just the brick. It's also about the connective tissue in between each brick.
Mm-hmm. Tell them.
And that's why you should take Adderall for your ADD, sir. I love you guys. This was so fun.
This was too fun.
Thank you,
tell
Annie.
us where to follow you. Tell us where to see this YouTube.
Okay, my new YouTube is being launched, I think, this week. I actually don't even know. Follow my Instagram. I'll be posting about it.
Okay.
My Instagram is just Annie Lederman, Lederman.
Love it.
And then my Instagram, and then I have my Annie Wood podcast is just YouTube/Annie Lederman, and then. Which I feel like I'm getting into my honesty groove.
And question, did it take you a while to find your groove with the podcast?
I think I'm just still finding it.
Because we're new, we're slowly building this out.
Well, it's hard. It's I think I just was very drained from some other things I was doing. So I was very like emotionally drained. And so I think I had like a year of I'm just going to get through. I'm going to show up for an hour, talk about anything. But I was feeling so like I couldn't really say the things I wanted to say. And then I basically did an episode recently about how I want to say more things. Mm-hmm. And I didn't say that many things, but I said I want to, and people were like, we totally agree with this. We feel the same way.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of finding out, because I'm not trying to call people out or anything, but I want to call out how I feel.
And that's something I'm learning to do too. It's like finding that balance of like sharing your personal,
Let me see I got this YouTube sent to me. But I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like when you're people pleasing.
Finding your voice.
And we're late, so we're like scrambling.
Yeah. Always.
We're always scrambling. It's so funny though.
I love
I'm
how
so
we
glad
all
you're late.
made it here today. I'm proud
It's
of
so
us.
cute. The world wanted us to show us
Yes.
we can do it.
We can.
All right, so it's YouTube. They just sent me the link. It hasn't gone up yet. Oh my God, this is my big moment. Get on my Lovitz fans.
Come on.
Is it McKinney and McKinley? McKinney. My McKinney and Lovitz fans. I just added an L because she fucked my name up too.
That was good. I needed that.
It's right there.
Annie
And
Lederman
you're friends
comedy.
with her.
We're new friends. It's so exciting. I can't wait to make a coffee date with you at noon and get there at 4, both of us.
I know. Can we do that?
Well, I have
You're
my friend-
on my side of town.
I'm not for that much longer though.
Okay.
I'm moving.
Where are you gonna?
I don't know. Maybe
You don't
Studio
know?
City or something.
Okay.
I need a change of scenery, and my rent went up so much. I definitely got a little MC Hammer with my money.
Yeah,
And now I'm
sometimes
looking
you
at it
gotta do
instead of
it.
looking at it like I failed and I spent all my money. I'm looking at it like I won't allow this company to rip me off. I'm gonna get a deal. I'm too smart to pay this much in rent.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so it's Annie Letterman. It's at Annie Letterman Comedy. I didn't
Annie
even know.
Letterman comedy, guys.
That's on
Check out
YouTube. It should be out by the time this comes
bitch.
out.
You inspired me today so much.
Yeah,
you
you
inspire me
too.
just in general. I think you're so badass. Keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing.
You guys too.
Didn't I meet you at Whitney's?
Oh my God. I can't believe you don't remember me nudging you and forcing you to laugh at my jokes. They were good though. It wasn't hard.
I'm sure they were good.
I just
Was
went,
I laughing?
yes, you were laughing.
Oh, well, good.
It was hard to hear over the other uproarious laughter. But it's very exciting. Thank you guys so much for having me. Honored.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, later, guys.
Oh, AnnieLetterman.com/shows too for my
Annie
shows. I'm on
Letterman
tour all
shows.
the time. I love performing and I always will hang and talk to you afterwards.
Woo! I want to hang with you after your show.
Yeah, it's fun. Bink, 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 bink. So fun.
Bye, guys.